Hey, what's going on? Sean here. Got a couple thoughts here today. And I was thinking about all the time I spent working on music, playing music, and being obsessed with getting better as a songwriter and writing songs and just thinking about music rather than living life as well. And it's a paradox because I don't think any great artist, which I aspired to be at one time, I don't think that any great artist could become great unless they do that. Unless they have a myopic worldview where they just completely immerse themselves in that art or that skill to the exclusion of most everything else. Unless you're maybe a child prodigy, as maybe Mozart was reportedly, or maybe like a young Stevie Wonder. I don't know. Even those people seem to have spent most of their time working on their art. But the problem with doing this, well, it's a paradox because if you don't do this, I don't think you can become great. But if you do this and you don't attain your goals, then you've missed out on life. And I don't think I missed out on life. I think I had a pretty well balanced life up until my late 30s. Then I settled down a little bit more. I got married, raised kids and things like that. My life for myself became more out of balance, which I thought was fine because previous to that I was completely unbalanced, living my life just for myself. But the point of this is you are taking a chance when you are trying to achieve something in music, whether it's a certain level of skill on your instrument, a certain level of skill writing, whatever your goal is. You're taking a chance if you put the necessary time and mental energy into it that I believe you need to put into it to get to become great. Not everybody wants to be great. Some people just want to be able to play Smoke on the Water, or some people want to be able to play the lead to I don't know, Stairway to Heaven. For you young kids out there, some people want to be able to I don't even know. I don't know anything about young music. But the point of this entire thing is sometimes you may not get exactly where you want to be, but you're definitely going to get somewhere different than you ever thought you would be if you put the time and energy into the pursuit of excellence in the arts and in the music. But you have to do an ROI on it. What's your return on investment? For me, if I could have taken all the money that I pissed away on musical instruments and on amps and things like that and just invested that money, I wouldn't be worrying about anything today at my age. I wouldn't be worrying about what I'm going to do in another 10 years or at retirement age and things like that. I wouldn't be worrying about anything because I would have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars invested. Even if I just put it in a Vanguard, fund that's an index of the stock market, I would be very wealthy today. So things that you don't think about when you're younger, when you're pissing away money or pissing away time, which is infinitely more important than money. Time is the only asset that you can never get back. You can always make more money as long as you breathe. You never get any time back. So I find myself reevaluating, which is probably maybe not the most healthy thing to do, but I reevaluate the time that I pissed away, and I do an ROI as to whether it was worth it or not. In my case, I don't know. I don't know if it was worth it. To be honest, I don't know. Some days I think it's worth it. Some days I don't know if it was worth it. It gave me a lot of joy. It was my life's purpose. I was on it 24/7 for many, many years, writing, practicing. I was just compelled to keep doing it. I personally haven't been on that journey in a long time, man. Almost 10 years now. I stopped. I lived in Nashville. I was writing songs every day. I was trying to get them cut. I was trying to do whatever I could to try to make a living from my own art. And I think I burnt myself out doing it. I don't know. The last song I wrote was, jeez, I think it was about 9 years ago, and it was called Money. And we were so broke. We're living on one income. I was taking care of the kids, and I was feeling the pressure of trying to make money again in music. And I went back on the road with a band after that. Didn't really write again after that. I had so many songs. To this day, I forgot so many of them. I never demoed them. Yeah, I demoed a lot of them. But I wrote a song called Money, and basically you're chasing money. But no matter how much money you make and how much money you chase, money can't buy you time, right? Time is what it's all about. You can never get that resource back. I hate pissing away time now. You hit your late 40s or 50 years old, and you start realizing, time is finite. When you're in your 20s, even when you're in your 30s, it's some abstract concept that you're going to run out of time, or you're going to die someday. You know it, but it's like off in the distance. When you hit 50, it's like, okay, you start reassessing your life and start realizing maybe you should have made some other decisions. So I just caution you, with music, you need to know what you're getting into. And these days, it's pretty simple. It's not like it was when I was coming up. Be a great musician and a great songwriter and all that kind of stuff. That could lead to an actual living, a good living. That could actually lead to something to where you don't have to worry about money, so you can actually continue working on your skills, whether it be writing, singing, playing, then performing, all those things. You could attain that. I mean, some people did, not really a lot, but it was there. Nowadays, I don't think that same mechanism exists anymore, and also conversely, you don't really need the conventional music business to do that. I mean, you could just be on social media and do that now. So you could be a TikTok star, probably. I think definitely YouTube. So it's different. I don't really see, like I said, you have to look at the ROI, the return on investment, to any effort you put forth. Whatever you do when you're younger, you need to put money away, and buy gold and silver, and have an index fund and all that kind of stuff. If you don't have that and you hit a certain age, you realize maybe your return on investment in music wasn't what you thought it would be. At least you have some money put away and stuff like that. You didn't piss it all away on fucking guitar amps and guitars and stupid shit. One year I spent $30,000. I was making so much money, living on my own. I was single. I was like 30 years old. I spent $30,000 of like the $55,000 I brought home that year, which was good money back then, 20 years ago. For a musician, one year I spent 30 grand on guitar amps and guitars, and I think I spent $5,000 on a road trip across the United States. I put no money away. No money. What a stupid fucking idiot I was. I tell every kid nowadays, I go to Dave Ramsey and I go to the investment calculator and I show them, if they just start putting $50 fucking a month away for the whole life, they'll have like $2 million by the time they're 67 if they just put it in a Vanguard index fund. Nothing special. Vanguard.com, open up a fund and put $50 away. If they put $100 away, it's even better. From the time they're 18 or 21. I told my kids that. I tell everybody. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me any of that shit when I was younger. So, you reflect on these things. So, I mean, I don't know what the answer is, man. I know for myself, I was so obsessed with being an artist, being in music, creating. I had the muse was stuck to me. It was me. It was intrinsically a part of me. I couldn't do anything else. I fucking tried, man. I went to college. I went to school. I had like 12 years of school, like 3 or 4 different things. I was going to go to chiropractic school. I went to EMT school. I tried to get to, I went to the fire academy, or I got into the fire academy 2 times, didn't go. Because music just kept pulling me away. I think you have to go with the muse, but do what I said. Balance yourself out and make sure that you save some money for when you're older. Don't do stupid fucking shit like I did and not save any money when I was younger. Now I'm behind the 8 ball. But these days, I mean, you could still, even a couple months ago, I'm saying you could make a living in music. That just depends on what you need to make. You can easily make $20,000, $30,000 down here playing solo gig. Easy, just on the weekends as a side gig. So if you felt like driving Uber during the week, because during the week gigs are hard to come by, and just gigging on the weekends, you could do fine. There's a select few people that could make full-time money. But ever since the shutdowns, when all my gigs got shut down, and most of them, by the way, didn't come back. And also, now I was attacked at a gig a couple weeks ago, and I got into a fight, and I lost a fucking gig over it. I was attacked physically, and I lost the gig over. The fucking world we live in today is bullshit. Back in the day, man, I could knock somebody out with my bass, which I did. That was fucking with me, and I didn't get fired from the gig. The times we live in are bullshit now. You can get erased on social media for saying the wrong thing. You get fired from a gig for defending yourself. So, anything that you have to rely on somebody else out there, as far as like being able to make your living, where they can just go, hey, no, you're done. I'm against it. You better have a hedge. You better have something that's online. You better have something social media. You better have something that you only control, that you're in control of. Because if you cede control of your ability to make a living to another man or an entity or an institution, you're wrong. You have no control whatsoever. That means at the most fundamental level, you don't have control over your own life, even in that tiny little fundamental level. This is why I could never work a job for anybody else, or I would never have a job to where I was so enslaved that it was my life, basically my lifeline to the world, that if I lost that job, I lost everything. I can't live like that, personally. But anyway, I'm ranting. The point of this is, I don't trust even the ability to make a living anymore, because you can just be, maybe I'm just salty from my days in Orlando, where I was clearly the best at what I did in that town, and I still couldn't get enough work. And people got work because they were younger, or their bands were shit, and our band was so much better and had so much more to offer, and we had to go in for the same price and bid for the same job. It's like everybody, we only pay $3,500. Sorry, we have a fucking $30,000 light show and a video show. Doesn't matter. Come in with 2 lights on a tree and make the same money. Anyway, you need to think about the return on investment that you're putting into music, and just make sure you hedge a little bit and save money. My only message today is save some money. Buy some gold, buy some silver, definitely get some crypto. Save some money. I don't know what things are going to be like in this world. I don't know what's going to happen politically, socioeconomically in the future, but I know you're always going to need some medium of exchange so that you can live your life, so that you need a place to live, you need food to eat, things like that. Most of us could survive on 1,500 calories a day for a year. We'd get really skinny and probably healthy in America. So, get out of blue cities, stay out of those hives, get rural, try to figure out a way to pull yourself out of the matrix. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to get somewhere to where I can just go play a gig now and then when I feel like it, or if I feel like doing it every weekend, whatever. But there's a lot of sacrifices I made in my life while I was spending my 30,000 hours working on music for 30 years. You know, I stopped fishing, which I love to do. You know, I didn't get enough hiking, you know, although I did live in Alaska for 10 years and I did do my share of hiking and fishing and stuff up there. But I want to do that again. I like traveling. I like hiking. I like fishing. I love shooting. It's really expensive to shoot now because you know, ammunition shortages, and I don't want to blow my wad, so to speak. But you get to a certain age, there's seasons in life. Just make sure you're working towards a goal. Make sure you're living life. You know, not sitting around fucking staring at a screen all day or whatever, you know. But make sure you balance out your life. Make sure you save some money. And, you know, if you want to play music, I'm still going to have a lot of stuff on this channel relating to playing music. You know, I'm gigging. Florida's the place to gig. So, just some random thoughts today. Just a little cautionary tale for you. Thanks for listening to the rant. And I don't even know what to call this video, but make sure you understand your return on investment for the time that you put in to anything. All right? I'll talk to you soon. Bye.